so today I'm going to show you how to make a custom football. I'm doing these for banquet gifts for our scout team. They're 7 and 8-year-old boys, and they were super easy to do. I was really surprised. So this is what we're going to need. We're going to need a blank football. I'm using Nike Vapor Pee Wee size footballs. If it was a bigger football, you would need a printer that will print larger, but a standard printer, the images will fit on the Pee Wee size football just fine. And then we're going to need some type of X-Acto blade. I used a pen blade, scissors, thermal tape will make this so much easier. Like, then you won't have to hold it down to try to get the wrinkles out. And then we're gonna use a heat gun. I got this one at Michael's. They also have smaller ones. And then I cut myself a template for the panel so that I know what size I need my image. And then these are the new Caesar DTV heat transfers. I got them off Etsy and I just print them on an inkjet printer. Okay, so to start, I don't have like the cutter dispenser for my thermal tape. This is the first time I've ever had to use it. So I just pre-cut a bunch of things and put them off to the side so I can easily get them. And then I'm going to take my template and just place it over the image so I get an approximate like shape that I need for the football, and I'm just gonna cut around it. It doesn't have to be pretty or fancy because we're trimming off the extra anyway. So now I have this. This will just peel off of here. So there's a backing. It's not sticky because it's HTV, so it won't adhere until it's heated up. And this is not like normal paper, like it's stretchy. It has some stretch to it. So it's almost like fabric going on the football, honestly. So then I'm gonna take my football and I'm going to figure out where I want the placement. I like the bottom of the player to be closer to the bottom seam. So as you can see, I started with taping down each end. And so that made a tight fit here through the middle. And then you're going to go from one side to the other. So I'm gonna start by taping down this one. It does take some patience to get the wrinkles out. And when I'm putting the tape, I wanna make sure it's behind where the seam is, because when I pull the tape off, it will take the image with it. So make sure you're placing the tape behind where the seam is, because that's where we're going to cut the extra vinyl off. So I'm not gonna go the whole way. I'm just gonna go a little ways, probably about to here, and then we'll heat that down to the ball and then we'll keep moving. Okay, so now I have it taped. And like I said, it's stretchable, so don't be afraid to pull it. So see, there's like a little wrinkle right there. I can pull on that and tape it down and it will get rid of that. So it does take a little patience. I had to peel some off and replace them and fun stuff. But now that I have it tight on there, and this one, don't worry about that because that's what the laces are. And then these wrinkles here are gonna be below the seam, so I'm not worried about those at all. So now I'm gonna take my heat gun. I'll just throw it around the counter first. Okay. So when this heats up enough to stick to the football, it will get darker. So you'll be able to see that. So here in just a second, it'll start to change color. There it goes. So there's a small little wrinkle right here. Just push on that while it's warm and it pretty much disappears. And you'll want to put a little pressure on it so that you see the pattern of the football through the vinyl. So up by the laces, I'm just gonna push that down up here where I'm gonna trim it off so that it fits tight to it. So you can see there's a few small wrinkles right there. I'm just gonna put pressure on those and they pretty much just disappear. So I want to push that down as close to the laces as I can get it. So you can see the difference in the color for sure. And so now I'm going to move on and pull some more tight. Okay, so now I'm going to heat what I just taped down again. So on the seams, I want to make sure it's getting darker a little past that, so when I trim it, it sticks down really well. So you can see the pattern of the football through the vinyl. Okay, you can see where this wrinkle is. That got a little dark. That's okay. I'm gonna untape this and pull it out and get that wrinkle out before I keep going. So almost to the end, I'm going to tape down the end and then we will finish up this part. All right, the rest of that is taped down, so we're going to finish applying the heat and then we will do the next step. So you can see where that wrinkle was right there. That came right out. And heat it up and press on it a little. I feel like it's still a little light right there. Got that. And then I want to make sure I get the ends really well. And just make sure around the perimeter that your darkness is going past. I can see a couple little light spots right there. I'm going to hit. Okay, now we are ready for the next step. Okay, now I'm going to take my X-Acto blade and I'm going to trim this up. So I'm going to start with the short sides around the laces. And I'm gonna go right down the middle of the seam. I'm not using a ton of pressure, but I'm passing over a few times to get through because I don't wanna cut the actual football itself or the stitching that's in there. I just wanna trim up. So I'm passing in both directions. I've just found that that helps when pulling it off. So I did through there. Then when I get to there, I'm gonna use my scissors and cut that little piece to meet with the laces, and then I'm just gonna pull it off. So I'm gonna take off the tape first. And then I'm carefully gonna tear where I perforated the edge right there. So now it's even with that seam. And then once I get it all off, I'm gonna go back and hit that seam with the heat gun just to make sure that it's on there good. So I'm gonna do the neck side. Okay, so now all the sides are done and all we have left to do is the laces. This is the most tedious part, I swear, but it's the last part and then we will be done. So I am going to start that process. I'm going to take the tape off of this. And then we're going to have this flap here. So I'm going to move that flap out of the way. And then these laces, I'm going to pull back out of the way. So you can just push them and then you can see the seam under the laces. So I'm just trying to move them back to get to that seam. So then I'm going to trim this so it goes about halfway. Okay, so I trimmed that about halfway down, and now I'm going to go through and cut out the white part of the laces. So you can kind of even see where there's like lines where you need to cut, where the laces come down this way. So that's what I'm gonna trim up now. Okay, now that I have that part, I'm just going to trim a little bit off of these so that they'll fit nicely in the little slot there. They can have a little bit of space. I just want them to go to the seam because once these are gone, we're gonna move this back over and it's going to cover up that negative space that's there. I keep these little pieces just for a second because sometimes these fold down and then it looks funny, and so I'll just take one of these and stick it over there and repair it. So, helpful hint. So now I'm gonna hit these with the heat gun as well and press on them so that they're stuck down in those little slots. All right, once that is done, I'm just going to push the laces back over. And if any of these are overlapping on the laces, you can just push them right down into that hole. And then the only thing left we have to do is hit the outside again with the heat gun. All right, before I put it back in the box, I'm going to hit it with Mod Podge because these are 7 and 8 year olds and they're probably gonna play with these. And so I don't want them to get ruined, I want them to last. And also make sure you hit the ends of this with the heat gun really good and just push them in so that it doesn't peel up on those sides. But other than that, it's done, it's perfect. These are great for banquet gifts, senior night, whatever. So yeah, if you like this video, give me a follow. Thanks, bye guys.